Hey guys, Thetcglover. Today's going to be a video talking about Simon He and his agent Decklist that he took with him to YCS Providence. If you haven't seen the decklist already, please click the description below. It has the link. The first link will have his decklist that I posted on my blog. It's worth looking at it before you listen to my rant discussion, because it's pretty standard, but it's at the same time it's quite interesting, and it's worth talking about anyway. For anyone who's reading this now, I'm pretty sure you've just read it, so let's have a little talk about it. Okay, he was playing the standard stuff. Okay, obviously with Agents of Mystery Earth back at 2, the deck's definitely got a lot more consistency, which is really good for when you're tackling a YCS. You know, he basically went undefeated on day 1. Simply because of obviously consistency. However, he wasn't playing Pod of Duality, which was quite weird because that is definitely a consistency boost for agents and other decks like that. However, he didn't need it obviously, but he was playing a lot of monsters that needed to be taken out the hand, like needed to be special summoned by, you know, like BLS, Chaos Sorcerer, Archlord Christia. He played a lot of big monsters, and you know, sometimes they just get stuck in the hand and you have no way of getting rid of them. And he had no way of getting rid of some of these cards, especially Archlord Christia. He was running Herald of Orange Light, which works in tandem with Archlord Christia very well. Allows you to put 2 fairies in your grave instantly. So if you synchro or something, and if you got 2 fairies in your grave, like, you know, you Venus and then you summon 3 Shine Balls, make a Gachi, and then they Torrential, which wouldn't really happen, but Torrential would kill your 2, and then you would be able to negate one of their cards next turn, and then you'd be able to drop Christia, get back Venus, or get back a Shine Ball, or get back Herald, and just, you know, set up a lock basically. So it's got its uses. Of course, he was running like a Chaos Agent variant, so he was running 2 Tragodias, 2 Tour Guides obviously for his Darks, and 2 Spirit Reaper. Spirit Reaper being a really good versatile card at the moment. Stuff like Gears can't really get over that. There's a lot of decks that really have trouble getting over it. I mean, you know, heroes, you know, they have to rely on kind of using Gemini Spark and using crap like that. You know, it's not really gonna be that beneficial. And I think when it comes to heroes, agents have a really good matchup against them, simply because of their ability to keep summoning monsters over and over again, big things. Okay, so apart from that, he went down to, I looked down to his spells, he ran a pretty standard spell count, except he was running enemy controller and creature swap, which, seeing as that he's running 29 monsters, it would make a lot of sense to, you know, run cards that you can take your opponent's monsters, or you can swap them over. You know, stuff like Mystical Shine Ball, you just give it to your opponent and take their Thunder King or whatever, and just, you know, or just take their dark card. There's just so many cards you can take. It's such a good card, and it only works really well when you have a really high monster count, including monsters in that monster count where you are willing to give them to your opponent with, you know, with no drawbacks basically. And of course, he's only running 1 trap, which is Treacherous Trap Hole. Obviously that card only functions if you run only 1 trap, which is that trap. Obviously, it's a really good way of dealing with wind-ups main decks basically, because you're just going to take out their Magician Shark, they summon another Shark or another Magician, and then you blow up the 2 Magicians, and then they're stuck with nothing on their field except for that Shark. Shark is a really good card to mind control, simply because of its versatility, especially in agents, because you can Thunder King Shark, or you can Venus Shark, or you can you know, so many cards, you know. So really, really good. His side deck was really great. I really liked how he looked at his main deck and he thought, what can my deck actually beat mained? Yeah, so what could he beat in his main deck? That he had to use his side deck to account for the other decks that are going to be at YCS Providence. That so he had to side for them. And of course he ran stuff like 3 Gemini Imps, and he ran 2 Gozen Match, 2 Electric Virus, 2 Royal Decree, 2 Shadow Imprisoning. Basically, it says here that he made a side deck for Gears, the Odd Chainburn deck, and Dark World. Dark World being his big thing here, because Dark World and agents they're quite different. I mean, obviously they both have the same kind of style of play in a way of being able to consistently drop big monsters, but when it comes down to it, agent builds are generally slightly better. Their hand gets depleted quicker because they're sort of like just chucking stuff on the field, as opposed to Dark World where they just keep recycling their Grapha. But at the same time, Grapha doesn't, it's like you have to get a lot of field presence so you can keep bouncing your cards. It's very, very situational effect to get that field of like 3 Graphas on the field in one turn. However, with agents, you can just keep smashing. I mean, at the end of the day, if you win with 6 cards in hand, or you win with 4 cards in hand, or you win with 1 card in hand, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter as long as you won the game. It doesn't really matter whatsoever. I mean, Dark Worlds, if they beat you, they generally have like 5 cards left in hand, and it's like, that's great and all, but it doesn't matter. It makes no fucking difference whatsoever. So yeah, not much to say about his extra deck. Of course, pretty standard. He ran 1 Heretic Sundragon Overlord of Heliopolis, which was, he could go into that with 2 Hyperion, so he could use that and then he could blow something up after there's still 1 card left on the field and attack the game. He's thinking, oh god, that face down's probably a Mirror Force, go into Heliopolis, tribute a card in your hand, blow up. Simple. And obviously that means you can take out a dark monster in your hand, so you can drop BLS. So yeah, that's pretty much my sort of feelings towards the deck, and how certain cards have really benefited the deck. This is probably the best way to go right now. I mean, there was 4 agents in the top 16. That's a quarter, and that was, there was only 1 wind-up in the top 16, I think, which was really saying something. I mean, of course, Simon He, as well as other pro players, are going to be in the top simply because of their ability to be really good in analysing the game, and obviously that barrier of money and everything like that doesn't come into the equation whatsoever. So he did run 2 Veilers, which is not a big deal, but 2 Maxis, and he just ran everything that he didn't care. There's no regards to money or whatever. He came here to play the best deck he could possibly can. So yeah, until next time guys, the Thetcglover is out.